Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich buses today. Ipswich buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to this, the last Friday night press conference reaction show of the season, the show that takes you from the week and delivers you to the weekend. And we are now, after tonight, 12 weeks away from the next Friday night press conference reaction show, where the new season will be upon us. But for tonight, we are discussing the battle for 11th position. It's huge. You've had the Battle of Hastings. You've had insert other battles. Now you've got the battle for 11th position. As you will see via the league table, which I customarily show you every single week. And over the course of the last 5 weeks, it's got considerably worse. But there we are. 11th position. Well, actually, it's already ours, to be fair, because they can't catch us. So this game literally means nothing to nobody. So other than us, my friends, other than us, of course. What a time to be alive. Brilliant. Just let it marinate, my friends. Just let it marinate. Let it marinate. Just let it wash over you. Ben Hobbs, good evening. Megan, good evening. Ant Still, good evening. Lewis Robertson. Just remember, this time next year will be a promotion party. Cling on to that. Like a life raft. Just cling on to it. Good evening, all. Hope everyone has had a good week. We're looking forward to tomorrow. Pity there isn't absolutely nothing riding on it. Ben Hobbs, let's give some of the boys a great send-off. Don't forget they're going to do their little walk around at the end. Don't forget to stay and clap so I can set the post-game show up in peace. No, I'm joking. Emerson Fairweather, just a big performance in front of a big crowd. Lewis, Lee Brown. Everyone, yeah, 25,000. That's huge. Good evening, Stephen. Good evening, Colin. Good evening, son. Right, let's go cracking straight into it. We've got a prediction league, the last prediction league of the season. Here it is on your screens, coming up right this moment. Let's click it. Week 36. I've gone for a little bit of a points bonanza here. We've got Ipswich Town versus Charlton. We have Colchester versus Walsall, Cambridge, Cheltenham, Plymouth MK Dons, Aston Villa, Norwich, Nottingham Forest, Swansea, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Blackburn versus AFC Bournemouth. There are points to be won. Can you get yourself into the prize positions, my friends? 3, 6, 9, 12. 24 points. The league table looks like this. Mike Woods is currently leading it. Rob Smith, Emerson Fairweather, Stephen Davies. So it really is all to play for anybody on that first page, really. Even Andy on 9 points is still to play for, but particularly for Rich on 30. He's 6 points, 9 points away from getting himself into the joint points positions. Because right now, the point positions go down as far as Paul Birchnell, because Ian Houston, Ben Moore, Stephen Fuchs, and Paul Birchnell and Stephen Davis all have the same points. So you only need to get another 9 points, Rich, and hope they don't get another point, and you are in the points positions. Cheater McCheatson has done quite well. If he'd taken it seriously from the start, he may have got himself higher up the league table. But even he, friends, even he is still in the hunt for points. So get playing. Speaking of which, I shouldn't really play this tonight because one of them has been absolutely miserable all bloody week. He's done my nothing.
So meet the gang, cause the boys are here. The boys to entertain you. B-O-B-O-Y-S, boys to entertain you.
It is, of course, Mr. Moss and Media Mogul. Welcome, fellas. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Matt, you've been a miserable sod this week. What's been wrong?
Yeah, I've just been ill all week, and before anyone has a go at me, I'm probably not going to be at the game tomorrow. I'm sweating like crazy already at the moment. So yeah I've been really grumpy, and well, have I been more grumpy than usual then?
Yes, and you found voice notes, which is quite annoying.
Yeah, he found that little microphone button, didn't he, on the WhatsApp?
But he don't use it properly. It's like your dad using it.
Yeah,
he just
it's
says
not quiet for about
word.
3 seconds.
I was going, don't talk to me. Yeah, I started using voice notes. See, my brain's been mush all week.
There'll be absolutely nothing, and then just like one word.
Rich, you phoned me up to see how I was. Appreciate that. It's nice.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, check
Bless
out
him.
how it is.
I was asking how you were. I was never going to phone. I don't phone anybody. You know
I
that.
just saw my phone. It says, "Man up. It's just a cold."
Well, I'm always told to man up, so I thought I'd share. I'd share the logic. Rich, how has your week been?
Very good.
How was Craig David?
This was good.
What's
yes,
that?
of course, yeah.
Oh,
See some
yes.
dinner.
Christ, you've done a lot this week, haven't you?
He's been out and about. He went Craig David, didn't he? He's been to the dinner.
What did you have for dinner? We can't see it. To tell us, what did you eat?
So the starter was beetroot cured salmon, pickled golden beetroot, carpaccio, horseradish cream, and rye bread. That was your starter, Matt.
Oh.
Beetroot. Bloody hell.
Yeah, so the main course was loin of Dingley-Dale pork, fondant potatoes, roasted apple, leek, and carrot puree. Nice.
Yeah.
Dessert was dark chocolate delice, Contreras cream, blood orange sorbet, chocolate crumb, and orange crisp. The food was lovely. I was still hungry. I had to visit McDonald's on the way home.
Didn't touch the science, did it? A little bit like the podcast awards.
That is the problem with posh grub. I went somewhere recently where I got a posh grub, and I was still starving afterwards. You get 10 pence piece portions.
Yeah, it was. Look, the food was lovely, but there was. I'm a growing lad. Your loin of pork comes, Matt, and you're expecting your vegetables, and
yeah, that'd be enough for me, to be honest. I probably wouldn't eat till lunchtime the next day.
It was like that at the SCA Awards.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
it turned up, and I thought it was a starter. It was the main meal.
Matt was loving the red wine there, and then he got a little bit arsey, didn't he? When the girl over the other side, because Matt thought he was having the bottle for himself, didn't he, Gov?
Yeah, and then the girls started getting involved.
Eve was her name. Eve was her name. Was sharing over the other side, and yeah. But no, it was a really good evening. We had Christian Walton on that table, and the star of the show, we had Liv Smith on there, Martin. Obviously, we had her on the platform, and like Joe Sheehan said to me, make sure you got your earplugs because she literally didn't shut up all night.
Good. We like that about the stars. We want them to be talkative and down to earth. That's good to hear.
Like
we like that.
Isn't it? Talkative and down to earth.
Yeah, but you're not stars. This is caveat that. Talking to stars, before we get to the 8:40 weekend, officially starting with thewayDayBeers.com. Rich, Craig, David, did you enjoy 7 days?
Yeah. Bottle of red wine.
Red wine. There you go.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Bottle of red wine ready to support. Yeah, it was very good. It was good because we stayed opposite Albert Dock, Matt, and it was really nice down there. It's really nice. Got some nice places to eat. So we're about 3 miles from Anfield, and I said to Suzanne on the way home, let's take a drive past Anfield. And she's never been to Liverpool before, and she couldn't believe how run down it is around there. It's like literally a step into a third world country.
Bless them. I'd easily take that for the team they got there.
I've been to both those grounds. Goodison and Anfield. See team.
How good will Goodison look in the Championship? Like,
looking likely, isn't it?
Or the new stadium, by the way.
Very likely the way they're going.
Well, they'll presumably ditch Lampard and then get Rooney in.
Rooney's off to Burnley.
If he's still available, he's looking unlikely. It seems to be the team that stays up might win the Rooney. Might win the Rooney stake.
Clarets.
What's your favourite Craig David song then, Rich?
Well, he does his normal song, 7 days, Feel Me and all that, and then he does a DJ set because he's obviously does a DJ set in Ibiza. So when he does that, it goes off. But it's second time I've seen him. Really good. I was knackered though because I've been up since 3 o'clock and then we had to drive all the way to Liverpool after work, and I was ready for bed by the end.
Surely the one that must be obeyed drove.
She drove for a little bit. And then I drove, and then she was asleep. Unbelievable.
Was Craig wearing one of those all white tracksuits and that?
He had a blue silvery one on, Matt.
Nice.
I hate passengers like that. Fall asleep on you.
Not the greatest company for the drive.
Just tap your brakes. Just tap your brakes a little bit. Just tap your brakes. ITFC Legends Pack. Make your weekends flow from $14.99. Pints and points. Biz.com. Get on it. Support your fellow ITFC fan. Hit the link. Oh, what have you got today, Mr. Moss?
Hang on.
Away days
So
again.
this is the 12-man series that Josh is doing at the minute. So they've got no names. So they're different beers. You can scan your QR code on here,
All right.
and then you can like rate your beer, and he wants names from us. So I think when the next order comes, I think tomorrow, I think my glass will be coming. Hopefully there will be 3 in the box.
Beautiful. That is what we like to hear. Obviously, Josh is an Ipswich Town fan, so if you're a Town fan sat at home and you should be watching this show, then obviously you want to support fellow ITFC fans in business ventures. Away days lineup, you've got the Golden Goal, Hoppy Robson, the Beat, Fighting Like Beavers. Great range. I don't think I've had the Golden Goal yet, and I don't think I've had the Fighting Like Beavers.
Brazil's best there.
That is a good one.
Paolo.
That is a good one.
Besties hat trick. Where's the Bundesliga? That's my.
Oh, Swapsies. I've had Swapsies.
Yeah, I've got that. That's on the shelf. That's in the kitchen.
Ooh,
Lewis Robertson actually won. He has like a shirt giveaway, Martin. And Lewis won AZ Alkmaar.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Roll bowl crouch.
Yeah, that's there. Cantonized
Stout
collar.
you allow.
Matt likes the Bundesliga, don't you, Matt?
Really good. Reminds me of the German lager they do in Harrods. Very similar. Really good.
It is good. I don't call it cantonized collar. I call it cantonized kung fu kick because it gives you a right fucking headache in the morning after. I tell you that.
That is very, very. I think it's about 6.4%. That is. That's
It
very
don't
strong.
go with my tramadol. That's all I'm going to say. The next morning, it's like I've been in Ibiza for the last week. It's a headache, but it's a good beer. So yeah, cantonized kung fu.
Anyway,
kick.
has everybody had a good day? Because one person who hasn't had a good day, Matt, is Boris Becker.
Oh
my
dear.
God. Boris, man. It's gone in, what's it, 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Poor
He's doing hard time. He's serving hard time, as the big boss man used to say.
He is. Yeah, down at County Cobb, Georgia. I thought
County.
you were going to say for everyone but Lee Anderson because the news has
Well,
broke.
pray for Lee, everybody in the chat. You know, if you're watching, Lee, our thoughts and prayers are with you tonight.
Yeah.
I have reached out to him already to make sure that he's doing okay in this tough time. Obviously, the news is that James Norwood has been or will be released by Ipswich Town Football Club at the end of this season. What are our thoughts on that, gentlemen? James Norwood, no more. The time, the era, the chapter. The book has been closed. Moss, you're his best mate. You should probably start because they are best mates. They are like that. They are
We've had a lot of photos together this week as well.
I met him had a chat with him on. He's really good value, Matt. You know, I've given him a lot of stick, but he's given me a bit back, and he was having a good time. He was having a good time on Tuesday. I think he probably already knew then that he was probably heading for pastures new. But if you look at his stats, you know, 53 starts in the league, 25 goals, 23 sub appearances. He's got a good goal a game ratio, hasn't he? But look, we've chatted James Norwood until the cows come home, Martin, on here. You know, it's the injury record. Obviously, fell out. Was it Ashton? Was it Cook? No one will ever probably know.
No.
We might find out one day, possibly. But I think it suits all parties. If I'm being brutally honest, I think he probably needs a fresh start. He was never going to be, even if he stayed here, Matt, I think, you know, he's got his 12-month option. He was never going to be number one next season. And then what is he, 32 now? Nearly 32. Needs to play. I was chatting to Charlie from Bristol Rovers earlier, and I see Oxford are after him and Tranmere. I wouldn't be surprised. He's real good mates with Joey Barton, Matt. You know, and I think they dabbled when he was at Fleetwood. There was a little bit of interest there. Obviously, Fleetwood couldn't afford his wages. But I think if Bristol Rovers come up and they're right in the mix, I wouldn't be surprised if he went somewhere like that.
He's lived down that way before, hasn't he? Because he was at Forest Green. He was at Exeter.
I think he'll stay in League One. I think he'll definitely stay in League One.
Yeah, good luck to him. Good luck to him. What I think this does tell, and look, there's the picture.
Look at that.
What I think this does tell us is that is there an imminent signing coming to town then? Because I don't believe McKenna and Ashton are the kind of people that would suddenly let a player go, a fan favourite go, without having someone already lined up. So that to me suggests maybe we might get our first signing sooner rather than later. That's what I'm thinking.
Does it show a pivot in policy? Because last year, if you remember, Matt, they were actively or taking extensions like Caden Jackson's and etc. To sell them even for a nominal fee. They wanted to get 10, 50, 100, whatever they got for them.
Yeah.
I expect them, I'll be honest, to do the same with Norwood. Activate the extension, then ship him off in the summer. At least you're getting, I don't know, a $5 for him. Does this show a pivot in the policy?
It does. Well, he's a big earner, isn't he?
He is.
That's why I'm thinking they would not have made this move so quickly. It's not by accident he's been announced as one of the first to be going and one of the big wage earners in terms of, the last couple of years that goes across the Evans to the game changer era. Yeah, I think that'll be gone, and I think we'll get a replacement in pretty quick. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. His announcement on Twitter. If you've not read it, I would suggest going to Twitter and finding it. It's quite an in-depth, personal message to the fans. He does say at the end of it,
he says 99% of the fans. Who's the 1%?
Probably you. Probably you. Let's be fair. Although I don't know. He says I leave averaging a goal every 180 minutes. I came here to score goals, and I feel I've done that, so I can leave my head held high. Do you think he's done what he was advertised to do, Rich?
Well, if you do look at his goal record, it is fairly decent, mate. But like I touched on there before, and look, when we had him on the show, if you haven't watched it, fantastic show with James Norwood. He said when he played under Lambert, he was playing when he wasn't fit, and that's probably hindered him, hasn't it? In the long run.
Yeah, I agree.
And if he had been fit, I think he can score goals. He's proved he can score goals. Some of his off the field activities, we're not going to go into that, and that's where it's sort of with me. It didn't sit very good, but. And he does say in that message, Martin, that he wasn't the most talented footballer, but he always give his all, and I do agree with him there. Whenever he was on that pitch,
I agree.
I chatted to him at Barrow when we lost in the cup there, and he was absolutely fuming, and he was digging out a few of his teammates because he sort of was alluding to that they didn't care as much as he did, and I totally agree with him on that. So wherever he goes, if he stays fit, I think they'll have a good player. Whoever signs him, Would it come back to bite us? Maybe it does, but I just think, like I said, I think it's time for him to move on. He needs to go somewhere and play week in, week out. He doesn't want to be second or third fiddle, which he would be if he stayed at Town next season.
Yeah.
He's also at Ipswich playing a fairly crap period of our history, wasn't it? The end of the Marcus Evans era. We're in League One. Paul Lambert's in charge. The football's a bit boring. We never made any real kind of, routes to get into the playoffs. So, again, it's one of these probably a good player at the wrong time for us. Unfortunately,
a good player that couldn't stay fit. The year under Lambert, obviously, he had the groin issue. I think it was the groin. Then COVID hit, but we missed his goals. What's your favourite Norwood memory then? As he leaves, what one sticks out in your mind?
On the pitch or off the pitch?
Can be anything you want. Because for me personally, it's probably either scaling his house because he lost his keys, or the wrestling. Neither are on the field, which is part of the reason why I think he's been released.
The incident when he locked himself out of his car and he broke his window with a stone, and then Paul Lambert didn't. He must have lived in underground because he never knew anything that was going on, did he? Look, my highlight is when he was on the show. I'd given him stick, and fair enough, he definitely knew what was going on, and he gave me plenty back, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Maybe that's the issue with the goals. Really, there was nothing there that gave you that had the context of it being a really big goal. I mean, I suppose when he came back into the side and scored at Wigan was pretty good. But again, it never kind of propelled us into some kind of promotion.
It's like the team. We've underperformed. The team's underperformed, and probably he has. If you look over the 3 years, but it's right. There's a message there from Carl Brooks. I think back in the message there, Martin, about he wants to be the number one man. Like when he was at Tranmere that season, he scored 32 goals, Matt. Yeah. He was the main man, and it was all about him. And that, as a striker, I think that's what any striker really wants to be, don't they? It's all about them. People have paid
Absolutely.
their money. They want to come and see a striker score every week. And
Yeah.
we've not had that.
I will read some comments in a second, but you're right in what you say there, Rich. Every striker's got an ego that makes them want to be number one. But you know, the big thing at the moment on YouTube with a lot of the younger creators is tiers for everything, not TEARS, TIERS. The tier, I think I spelled that right. I hope I have anyway. Tiers of systems. I mean, I'm only a paid journalist. Do you know what I mean? Fuck's sake, Martin. Where would you put Norwood? Because I've often said over the last couple of weeks, James Norwood is where this football club is right now, and he can't take you forward. Whereas, is he as good as a Johnson Clark Harris? Could he be as good as a Johnson Clark Harris, or is he a 10th place in League One centre forward and no more? Either one of you.
He said, didn't he, that he believed that he could play in the Championship, didn't he?
He did. But I believe many things, but they're not going to come true for me.
No, I don't think at his age now he will, but I definitely think he can score. Look, I see Oxford were linked with him, Martin. You know, if he went there, I could see him scoring goals. But we are where we are as a football club at the minute because of a lot of things, not just because of James Norwood. You know, we can't just say he came in, he didn't score the goals, but he came in. Look, that fanfare. What was it? Announced Norwood. You know, and then it was the Stone Cold Steve Austin, the beer can, you know, the gif when he scored. And we all loved it, didn't we? We all loved it at the start. Look, when he came in. It just hasn't worked out how we hoped it would. Because you look at his record and he's only played, all competitions. He's started 57 games, Matt, and he's 30 as sub.
So it's telling that we're all referencing things that have happened off the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
For him. But yeah, good character. He came on the show, fair play to him. He had some great banter with you, Rich. Yeah, great. Good luck to him.
He's stone cold stunned you. Absolutely. Right, we've got Mark Darren. I wasted a tenner on Norwood being top League One scorer this season. Lee Bayliss had to say it as it is. He's not been good enough. Too many injuries is a shame, but we need fresh blood now. Bet he will celebrate if he scores against us, says Lee Brown. The wages are needed for next term. Says,
celebrate if he scores. I'm not all of that. Don't celebrate if you score against your former club.
Lewis Robinson, random guess. Norwood to Portsmouth. Norman Greenwood. We need better than Norwood if we are serious about getting into the Championship. Yeah. Craig, right call to release Norwood, but in this time here, I'd rather a chance fell to him than any of our strikers. Carl Brook, one thing I was about Norwood, he always gives 100%. He wore the shirt. Fair play to him. Others could do with taking notes. Norman McKenna says pre-season starts mid-June. Does that mean we'll get our new signings by early June? Oh, I like the sound of that, Norman. That sounds like I'm being kept busy this summer. Good. Carl, I think Norwood needs to be the main man somewhere where it's all about him, like it was at Tranmere. He doesn't want to be a bit player here. Lewis, have we ever had a player that has drawn as much debate as James Norwood? Good question amongst fans during their time with us. Have we?
That's a real good one, that is.
David Norris.
No.
Even when you think back to players that, fell the wrong side of the law, like Gary Croft when he played with the tag, that was pre-social media era, wasn't it? So
true.
I certainly think in the social media era, it's been Norwood, absolutely, because he has a presence on there, rightly or wrongly, and wrongly he would, chew the fans out a bit. But if I'd been on his wages, we said before, if I'd been on his wages every week, I would be nowhere near social media.
The next one, who's the next one then, Rich? Who's going to take the Norwood place of the most debated player in a town shirt next year?
That's a hard one to say, isn't it? Really, at the minute, I wouldn't say anybody at the minute. They're all. Yeah. He was cut from a different cloth. I think James Norwood. He obviously played in the non-league, didn't he? And I said, didn't I, several times, non-league attitude he got. I'll stick by with what I said about him. I'm not going to change my mind because I can't now. Because if I change my mind now, people will say, "Oh, you're two-faced." But having met him, Martin, it's like you do get a perception of somebody until you meet him, because they're all human beings, aren't they? These footballers, and they're just like me and you. And the other night, you're chatting to them, and they are just normal people. They've obviously got a talent, they've got more money, but they're still normal people.
Yeah,
Martin's encountered people who give it large on social and then don't really say much in real life. You Martin?
I have.
Even my missus had a picture with him the other night. She had a selfie with Norwood. She was loving it.
Did you know who he was?
Oh, she knew who it was because when she was taking the picture with James, with me, she was saying, "I'll go on, give him some stick." She'd had one or two. It was Fisher's gin, Matt, as we went in, and I'm not really a gin fan, so she had mine as well, probably, which was not a very good idea.
Oh dear. Lewis Robinson, ITFC is the highest level he's ever played at, and he's proven he can offer something at League One. So he's got a chance at least one last deal at the same level. Good luck to him. Oxford are going to lose half their team in the summer. They always seem to lose half their team, these teams, and they always seem to bounce back.
Stephen Parry, I was listening back to Sunday's show. He would not have Cameron Bragg in mind. I'm thinking, are you for real? 14 goals he's got this season. 14 goals from midfield. And I know he scored a few penalties, but he's got 14 goals.
He has. Luco, second most debated player ever, says Lewis Robinson.
Not really.
There you go. Talking of leaving, Tom Carroll. Hang on.
Moving on.
Tom.
Moving on.
You're not a fan of Tom Carroll?
Not really. He was there, and my mate Matt, he was on his table. He was supposed to be on our table, but he said he's a really nice guy, but he was saying he didn't like the pitches in this league. We've said before, he's played in the Premier League. He's played in the Championship. When you're coming down to this level and you're going to places like, look at the pitch at Fleetwood, Matt. It was like you're going down the beach.
Yes.
They're not used to it, some of these players. They're so spoiled nowadays with, look at the pitches in the top two divisions. You haven't got to blade the grass out of place. When you're coming down to this level, you have to just sort of wise up a little bit. But I'm not saying Tom Carroll's not a talented football player, Martin, because he is. But
just haven't seen it.
No, didn't really see it in a blue shirt.
No. He was a funny signing, and I know I've said it on here before. A mate of mine who watched a lot of Tottenham Academy football said he's going to be too lightweight for you in League One, and Richard just referenced it there. I don't like the pitches. I don't like theirs. He's been a waste of time signing for us. And the fact he goes quite way back with McKenna shows you how ruthless McKenna is. Even though there's a relationship there, and he might be someone that McKenna goes, oh yeah, I can trust on him. He's out the door.
Rob Smith, that's why we should have a crap pitch at the training ground. There is some method in that madness, having one pitch which is absolutely dire.
Yeah.
Week before, that's all you train on. Because some of the pitch, I don't think I've not seen their pitches, but I can't imagine the three coming up apart from Forest Green, have absolute wonderful, luscious green.
The new lawn looks a great little setup down there.
I'm sure Forest Green have got a wonderful pitch. Yeah, wonderful. But I can't imagine Exeter have a tremendous pitch.
Park looks all right to me when I've seen it on the telly. We can't keep making these excuses. That's too easy to me. Making excuses for the pitches and
that was another thing that got me grumpy. Was saying that we're going to have to be playing Forest Green and Exeter.
Do you know, there was a moment on Tuesday, Matt, where talking to you got me grumpy. I wasn't grumpy at all, but the more you spoke, the grumpier I got.
Depressed you, made you miserable.
You did. Yeah. You kept reminding me of how crap it was.
It is, though, isn't it? I mean, we keep referencing this. The fact we've gone so far down from where we're supposed to be, and now non-league teams are catching us up. I mean, it's just like ridiculous. And as Lewis says there, Sutton. Could be in the same league as Sutton next season. They're on the periphery of the playoffs.
And 9th didn't sound that bad. 11th sounds awful.
It's a real.
That's a kick in the nuts. That's a real kick in the nuts, that is. I don't know how you can dress that up any prettier than what it is.
No. But what you do is you have a club award ceremony to gloss over it.
Yeah, but I mean, Ashton flew to America for his end of season meeting. I can't imagine that turd was dressed up any better than what I can do on this show, because you're 11th. You're 11th.
We said it Sunday, didn't we? What we'd said, rewind a year ago, and we all sat here and we're all excited, and the game changer have taken over. We've had all the guys on, and it's brilliant. And we go to you. We've just come back from the future. We're going to finish 11th. Do you think we were pulling your leg?
They did say. Mark Detmer did say it might take time.
Yeah,
I don't think they probably thought that we'd be 11th. I thought they probably thought we'd be somewhere in the top 6.
We might get beaten in the playoffs as well. I thought it might take some time. Below bloody Bolton, who was like almost insolvent 18 months ago.
He had to have done his best selling gig, Ashton, because literally I don't know how
he played a little montage that he'd put together for the Americans when he went over there, and it was on the screen. It was the one where they had the drones, with the Sunderland game, the flags, and Yeah.
He got an award, didn't he, for his
Yeah,
for doing
30 years of service for the
well
EFL.
done for earning a living. Yeah, he did an award.
See, you're a miserable git. You really are.
I mean, this is what annoys me about OBEs and MBEs, like actors going, here's an award for doing your job. Oh, thanks.
The thing is, we're sitting here and we're saying 11th. It is a turd. We can't dress it up. But in a really strange way, and we said this on Monday's show, the arrow is pointing upwards. It's really, we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. We've got some foundations being laid. Well, yeah. Matt's not happy. Come on, Matt. You're not buying that. Come on.
This week, Barry Hearn's biography come out. Yeah, the boxing promoter, snooker guy, and he said to me once, I think I said to him, "Oh, we can see light at the end of the tunnel." He said, "Just hope it's not a train coming in the opposite direction." Look, we're going down the table, right? We're not going up.
Are you not excited for next year, though?
Not right now, no.
No, he's very ill at the minute. Come on.
I'm not very well.
He must be very ill.
The first signing might make me happy, whoever that's going to be. I'm pretty certain the Norwood replacement's coming in soon. As soon as the championship season is done, I think you'll see.
Michael Smith out of contract at Rotherham, Matt. Would you take him?
Yeah, absolutely. But then that would be the end of Piggott, I think. And there's part of me wants Piggott to, as we said in the week, to have a second chance at shining, maybe. Because that highlight reel, if you're not seeing it, it's very good, everybody. And that's the kind of striker we should be looking at.
This might make you feel a little bit better, right? Now, I got an email from Graham from Woodpecker Mortgages and Protection. He said, you might find of interest, and it might interest you, Matt. I was going to save it for the weekend show or a Talking Town show when we do one of those. Was
it funerals? Because I've been feeling like death all week.
No, it's the league table had points from January counted only. We would be 5th, Matt. 5th. Playoffs.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, unfortunately, the world doesn't work like that, does it?
No, because we had your man in charge to start the season that you were reluctant to sack.
Yeah. Well, yes, I was. Yes. I mean, what can I say? We got that wrong. We got it wrong.
But, I got it right. But 5th, that's not too bad, though, is it, Rich? Really, since January, McKenna coming in. No. Too many draws still, but 5th, that would be a decent finish.
That's only half the season, and if we're on, I think the average points he's taken from the 22 games at the minute, we wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Oh, look, the Selena fan club's in, Max Wardley. Why Piggott but not Bond? Because Piggott's our player, and we'd have to pay a fee for Bond. Not bottomless pit, is it?
I don't know.
We might be. I don't know.
But you finished mine. You Matt's very grumpy. Sorry, Max. I have to apologise for his behaviour today.
Don't listen to him, Max.
The Selena fan club.
We will finish. I'm a Selena fan. I'm signing him.
He's our best player.
I'm with Max.
Well, he's not, though, is he? Because who's going to win your player of the year? That's your best player, right? Well, no one's talking about Selena. Who's voted Selena for player of the year? Nobody.
All right, he's our third best player after Wesley Burns.
I do like.
He wouldn't get in the top 5 with the votes.
Annoyed me.
What, Burns and Selena?
No, he wouldn't. You'd have Wes Burns is going to win it. You'd have JD, then you probably have Sam Morsey, then you probably have Walton, and then you probably have Edmondson.
I feel like that
Connor Chaplin would come above Selena, Martin.
He's my favourite player, Connor Chaplin. He's my favourite player.
Well, the fisherman was giving me some sticks earlier about flip-flopping, saying, you'd signed Bond. I said, well, hang on. 2 weeks ago, you were saying, get rid of Connor Chaplin. So suddenly you've done a massive Huey in the middle of the road, and now you're keeping him. Oh, yeah, but he's playing up front. Come on, Mike. Come on.
Football skill, he's the best. No debate.
I do like Selena. He's just disappointed me.
But you look at like it was the big chances. Was it 12 big chances he's created, Martin? You were saying.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah.
I went to Doncaster that night. He laid 2 absolute golden chances, Matt, on a plate for Bond. It's not his fault that Bond couldn't finish his dinner that night. You know,
he's equally had a golden chance at Sunderland, which he couldn't finish his
two.
You know, they're points that could have helped.
I would sign Selena. I would sign him. It might be on another season's loan because he's still got 2 years left at Dijon.
It's going to be, but then Dijon can't afford to keep him either, so it's going to be quite interesting.
Max Burns just pushes it and goes. If he lost his pace, what would he do? I don't know. We've got David Burns in the chat. Well, David can answer that one. Stephen Parry, if we take a backup spot and a good price, I'd take Bond, but not as a starter.
What is a good price for Bond? No one can tell me what it is.
Oh,
100 grand? They paid 2 million from Charlton.
Yeah. So Tom Carroll's gone. James Norwood has gone. You've got Selena. You're split on that. I can clearly sort of gauge that. That is perception of the host. That
you'd have to take a wage cut. He'd have to take a wage cut. He's not going to be on what he's on at the minute.
You see, no, I don't think.
Take a wage. Would you take a wage cut?
Exactly what I was going to say.
He might have irons in the fire anyway, Matt. You know, he said that he'd like to sign for Town, but who else is out there? There'll be other teams wanting to sign Selena.
Oh yeah, I've said before. I reckon someone will get pushing out Bundesliga 2 into the Bundesliga. Might be looking at him. He's played across Europe already, isn't he?
Facebook used a good point. No one mentioned the fact Wolves hasn't put a wrong all season. Guy's just had a season of his life. Surely, I think he should win player.
It's funny you should say that. This morning on social media, I sent Matt the message. Now I won't name the person's name, but he was on about the 91-92 team. Who from the current side would make it into that team? And he said Luke Wolfenden would get in instead of David Linnigan. Now, David Linnigan was captain, we all know, Matt. David Linnigan has played. He's Ipswich Town's record appearance maker in the Premier League with 112 appearances. Now, this is where we get a little bit carried away as fans, where Luke Wolfenden, look, we probably all had him out the door under Cook, and he was going to go, and he even admitted that himself. He struggled to get out of bed. Well, we'll have to watch some shows back, Martin, so...
Not me.
But let's not get carried away and put them blue tinted glasses on, saying these players could have another good season. Luke Wolfenden, keep up that consistency next season.
You mean don't get carried away and say this is the team that could rival the playoff team in the Championship? That level of getting carried away.
Well, we had that as well.
To then finish 11th.
I love the logic of we're going to take one of these mid-table League One footballers and then parachute them into a team that won the title and then went into the Premier League. Which one could do it? I'll tell you what the answer is. None of them.
Well, I did ask a very stupid question on Monday because I asked Colin which player from that team would get into to this team, which is incredibly stupid because they're all better than this team. I know.
They're going to take a drop down. They're going to drop down and play in Division 1.
It sounded like a good question in my head. But the
moment
I said it,
who did he say?
Oh, Colin is very diplomatic. He literally listed about 11 players, bless him. He said 4 or 5 in the end. But in reality, the whole team obviously is better than...
Who would you like in this team, Matt? If you could have one player...
Yeah, Kiwom,
I think he's
like Neil Thompson.
Yeah.
That's who I said. Yes. Matt Penny, but good defender. So, because he could put a great ball in the box, but equally he could make a good tackle and you'd know he was
whip a corner in. He could whip a corner in, take a free kick.
His goal at Southend.
Oh, what a step over and then bends it with his right foot.
Right foot. That's his best goal ever.
Normally used to stand on.
All the names are coming in now. Look, Max, Stevie Witten.
And that ball sits in the goal. He hits it so sweetly.
In the corner.
Hit the net.
We should be talking about that because what have we got coming up Sunday night, Matt?
You tell the people. You organise it.
Sunday night, 9 p.m. We've got the 91-92 30-year celebration. Are you going to be fit for it?
I hope so. I did tell Craig
Forrest coming back for his second appearance at Talking Town. And none of them, Romeo Zondervan. Yes.
I'm looking
70 grand we signed him from West Brom, Matt. 70 grand.
I hope he's still got that moustache.
Can we ask him about his scouting days as well?
We can ask him about that. Anyone wants any questions? Fire them over to the Gov. I was watching that highlights today of the game at Liverpool that you put on YouTube. He was in that team there. Trevor Putney, Cranston.
Yes, he was. What a goal.
What a goal that was at the Cop End.
I think that one goal of the month. I might be wrong. But, you should have done if you didn't.
Yeah. 9 p.m. On Sunday night. So if you're not doing anything, which you shouldn't be, it's the only place. I know the snooker's on telly, but don't worry about that. Ronnie's going to win it anyway.
That will roll over to Bank Holiday Monday, won't it, normally?
Yeah, come and join us.
Come and join us. Great.
And It is a bank holiday Monday, so even
Right,
on the
so-
Monday you could sit your feet up, listen to the
Yeah.
show, watch the show.
Mm.
Norman
We
watching our
lost.
under 18 7-0. Maybe we should get them into take our set pieces. Much better than our
Yeah.
first
Maybe a long
team.
show.
Cameron Humphreys.
Whatever you
Oh.
do, don't ask him the Jaffa Cake question for Christ's sake. Of course we will, Carl. It's the question that everyone needs to have answered. Come on.
Well, Romeo.
Romeo would know what
It could be a long night because Craig Forrest went 2 hours last time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's the time difference, isn't it?
In
It's like
3
lunchtime.
hours.
So who else would you let go then? So you got Thompson, Bond, Backinson. I'm not going to say Jackson because I think he's already going to be kept. So Thompson, Bond, or Backinson? Who all three? One of, two of?
Thompson's going, isn't he?
Thompson.
Yeah, he's
going.
out the door.
He ain't going to do another season in League One, is he?
You don't
He's
sign
off.
Thompson. If he says I've loved it here, I want to come.
Mm.
Would you then entertain that idea, Matt? Because you say he wouldn't do another year in League One. So if he's willing to do that, do you then sign him, or do you still say, "Don't call us, we'll call you"?
Tricky one. He was really good on that when we saw him at Swindon and they beat us 3-2 and the Scott Twine goals and all that. I don't know. He's kind of like, he's been better than Penny. 100% he's been better than Penny. I just feel like maybe we can get someone with a little bit more attacking endeavour down that side as a wing back, maybe. Like a Conor Grant, like a Cohen Bramall at Lincoln. The world's our oyster in these divisions, really, in terms of cherry picking a player. And I think if Dominic Thompson's got anything about him, he'd probably want to try and break into that Brentford team, or at least play in the Championship as part of another loan.
Mm-hmm. What about Backinson, Rich? The physical menace in the midfield.
Big T.
That
He is big. You see that picture I sent?
Yeah,
Picture with him the other night. He's
It's
massive.
You don't say he's not got a physical presence, Martin. He's massive.
I would sign him. because I think there's at his age.
He'll
I
sign.
think there's a play. There is a player in there. Depends what deal you can get from City. I don't know if they'd already agreed.
They
He's
want
not
him
got
gone,
a future there.
Yeah.
Nigel Pearson, what he said about him when he came here. But I think there's enough there, Martin. I'd have him in the squad. Not saying he'd be first choice, but I've seen enough in games to think, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I think
take
the loan was always with a clause to sign, wasn't it? I think they'll activate that, and we're just getting for a very nominal fee. Yeah.
I would if the right opportunity presented itself, but I'd have to move a couple of players on first before because
But then you've got Dobra, you've got
he's gone.
Humphreys coming through.
Humphreys
I
needs
think
loan time.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. I'd have thought he'd be loaned out. Look, I agree with Matt. He did speak really well in that interview.
Amazing. He's only 18. You hear that kid talk? He's like Matt Holland talking.
I'd like to see him tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
You
But I
won't.
think he's probably going to go out the door on loan. I'd say Martin with Baggett.
Well, don't go to
Yeah.
bloody Colchester. That's my thing. Go somewhere
you-
else. Go further afield.
You've got Andy Rolls. You've got you've got people now in place that are there to design and get the loans that are needed for these players. And
We never do good loans, though, do we? It's like
maybe not.
Wolfenden was good at Swindon, I suppose. Simpson's done all right at Swindon as well. Perhaps you should go to Swindon then. Is there like
Well, yeah, but we've actually got
was good.
we've actually got somebody also. You've got not just Andy Rolls. You've got Gary Probert, who is coming with Ashton from Bristol City. He's got a good track record of getting academy players through and out and on loan and things like that. So there's people in place now that are actual football people with little black books that are full of connections and. Like Joe Rule days, you owe me a favour. Take
Joe,
the
wheeler dealer. Yeah, really.
Absolutely. You'd never would have got through that period without Joe's black book because he called every favour he ever had in. I'm talking more Harper and Elmiz though, Rich. I need those two out on loan or off the books before I bring in another backup because
probably off the books is probably the most likely.
Yeah, but right now they are the depth.
Elmiz, what did he sign? He signed a 3-year contract, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
But he's getting to that age where he needs to play football week in, week out. It's no good just playing your 23s games. He does need to go and play. If it is a loan for the season, fair enough. Harper, I did like what I see of him, Martin, when he came in them first few games. But
the Rolls Royce.
If Backinson signs, Harper's probably going to be surplus to requirements, isn't he?
Yeah.
You would have thought.
Which is what I'm saying. I have to move one on before I get the new one. Do you know what I mean? Because unless it's a starter, the depth pieces have to come in to replace the depth that have already left that weren't
if Mazzini was going to make it a town, he surely would have done it by now. Surely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's on the books. As I was trying to say on Sunday to Stephen, I completely agree with that. But he's on the books with another 3-year deal. You have to. You can't have 10 backups and no starters.
He's a strange one because he always used to be a 10, didn't he, Matt?
Yes.
Yes. So is Harper.
He's not now.
No, we don't know what he is now.
No, I think that's probably the problem.
He's a right back.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to get a fee for him either, are you? He'll just go on a free, probably.
Is he this team's Mickey Stockwell?
He was there the other night. He was wearing a fantastic jacket the other night, Matt.
Gotta love Mickey. Gotta love Mickey. Nearly kitchen doing phone Mickey.
Chelmsford as well.
Is he still doing kitchens?
Yeah.
Chelmsford massive.
Yeah, he is.
I pulled kitchens. You know that fake drawer above the cutlery drawer. You know the one that.
You try and open it.
I pulled it off, by accident, and I've broken it. So I might give Mickey a call because
when he comes, he can put them covers up that I bought around.
He certainly could. That's a good idea. Great idea.
2 months ago.
Oh, don't.
I'm putting up some shelves. Bank holiday Monday.
Oh yeah, you can be well enough for that.
No, I'm rubbish at DIY as well. But I said it looks a piece of piss watching it on this video from Wix. So
on this video.
Yeah. I said, if this geezer here can do it, I can do it. So.
Elmirs won't be an underage player next season. Good point, Craig. Norman, if we are serious about getting us the championship, Evans needs to be a backup. We need a creative goal scoring midfielder alongside Morsey. What about Bon? Would anyone sign Bon? I would. I'll go. I'll sign Bon.
Well, so what are you paying them? No one can tell me what they're paying for Bon.
No more than 250,000.
Are QPR really going to let him go for that? Having spent 2 mil.
If Drennan went for anywhere between 10 and 50,000.
Oh, I've got a bit of breaking news.
Have you?
Aaron Drennan, I'm going to see him next Saturday. I've got tickets for Leighton Orient versus Tranmere.
I thought you said that last week. That's not breaking news.
That's not breaking news. That's just repeating news.
Yeah,
I'm sitting in the Justin Edinburgh stand, Matt.
Oh, brilliant. Shout out Justin. Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing Drenny Esther. I'll give a report back.
Okay.
How he shapes up in a dead rubber. Another dead rubber there.
Maybe Mark can get on the phone, do his best wheeler dealer, get Joe Pickett going in one direction and Macaulay coming back in the other direction.
It's a leap of faith to sign Macaulay, isn't it? Because you've got all the goals in August and September, and then it tailed off in October, and you got the goal at Gillingham, and then nothing since.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not in recent months. It's not been good, has it? So it's a leap of faith, isn't it, to say can he replicate that form over a season? But he has done it before. But for whatever reason, his childhood club, which he was buzzing to play for, he could only do it in August and September. It's a risk, I think.
I think the important thing to remember as fans, with whatever direction they go in, Rich, whether they sign him, whether they don't, is that they've got the full array of facts, and we don't as fans. So we don't know what has gone on behind the scenes in terms of personal life, how much that has affected them, the 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, etc. All we see is the Saturday 3 p.m. We learned that with Norwood's interview. We learned that a lot, really. That all we see is a Saturday 3 p.m., the Tuesday 7:45, but they know. So if they do, as Matt is sort of alluding to there, feel that was the player, then he had a wobble and he struggled to get back into the team or into the thick of it.
I'm a flip flopper here as well because I was saying August, September. So
where does he fit in though for you, Martin?
Oh, he's a number 3. Oh, he's off the bench. He's not.
Is he going to be happy with? I know. Look, it's the club he supports. We all know his story. When he was 14, he was released. He's come back. Is he going to be happy playing third choice striker?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's like when players are fans, it's different, isn't it? Like there's Colin and Rich levels of fandom, and then there's a player who's a fan, right? It's slightly different, isn't it? It's their living. I don't think he'd be happy with that.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? If you're getting paid the same as you would do, everyone wants to start. It's the James Norwood thing you were saying earlier, Rich. Everyone thinks they're the best player in the world and they should be starting. I don't know. Is the answer to what you're asking?
He has proved he can score goals, hasn't he? Look, like we were saying, like I said the other week, Matt. If anybody said, I think at the end of sort of September into October, when he got 11 goals in 16, that he wouldn't hit 20 goals, everyone would have laughed. They would. Because it was nailed on.
Player of the year. I said he'd be player of the year and he'd scored 20 goals.
It was nailed on, wasn't it, for 20 plus.
Do you want to touch on Ali Maxwell talking about Tyree Simpson going possibly to the Championship or Premier League. Once,
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a really good
season.
video. I thought he said some really. I see. I think Peterborough. I know they're going down, but I think Luton are interested in him. He's the type of player, Martin, that someone will take a chance on him. I think they'll probably see him as, like he said in that video, a 2 or 3 year project. Sign him, getting him in, loan him out, and then see what he can do. It is a shame that we're not going to see it at Town, but that is football. You know, we're not going to miss what we've not had, really, will we? You know, because he's going to go. He's made his bed. He's got to lay in it. So he's a young lad. Look, I've got no ill against him. You know, some people have the fisherman really critical of him. He's a young lad at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know. His decision. It's his decision. Look, he's probably his agent as well. So good luck to him.
I'm less starry-eyed these days, Matt, than perhaps I was when I was a younger man, or when it used to be perceived as a Premier League player or a Premier League team wanting a player. Premier League teams seem to stockpile these days, and I'm no longer a Premier League team wants Tyree Simpson. He must be good. To me, that just says he's got a bit about him. They want to see if he can develop it into ability. If he can, great, we'll have him. If not, he'll be one of the many that we bring in and cut adrift. Don't forget, Armando Dobra was being courted by Brighton only 16 months ago. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, look, he scored goals in League Two. Aaron Drillen scored goals in League Two. Couldn't hit a bloody barn door when he was with us. So I mean, there is a golf in quality and class. Like, good luck to him. Like we said, you know, we won't miss what we've never had.
Facebook user, question for you from a long distance Ipswich fan: why have the kickoff times been chosen for 12:30? Surely the last game of the season should be at 3 p.m. It annoys me that two teams fighting over absolutely nothing. Yeah, but why can't that's such an archaic system? Why can't you actually be proactive and say, right, you two aren't affecting anybody. You can set about dictating your own times and ways of doing it.
It's because they won't show games live on a Saturday at 3 p.m. and it's Sky. So it's got to be
quite happy. 12:30 kickoff. Weatherspoon's breakfast tomorrow morning. Get down there, do the show before 12:30 kickoff, lap of honour, into the fan zone afterwards for the player of the year. It's going to be a good day. Come on, mate, you got to get off your sick bed. Get yourself there tomorrow. Come on, this is the last season.
You won't be thanking me if you suddenly came down with this. It used to be like that. League One, League Two, Championship would all finish on the same day of the season. So I don't know why League One's
there's some good games tomorrow, isn't there, in League One?
Gillingham's on TV, isn't it?
Gillingham Rotherham, that'll be a cracker. Who are you going for?
I want Gillingham to stay up.
Yeah, Jill's in the blood. Come on, we want to go there.
Yeah, exactly. Who must be going to bloody, I don't know,
Fleetwood
or Morecambe or whatever it is. Yeah.
I would like Rotherham to smash the back doors off Gillingham.
I knew he was going to say that.
Well, you don't go away from home anyway, Martin. That's what you said.
Good evening, Matt from Gillingham.
Neither do you.
I went to MK Dons.
I went to Cambridge. 1-1.
Yeah, but then you said you would never go away again, and I've not said that. So I'm open to away days.
You're open, but you're not going to. You can't even make it Tuesday night Town games. They're going to make away games. Exactly. Christ alive. Right. Talking to tomorrow, Charlton at home. Here are the two lineups. Matt, you've gone for a lovely 3-4-3 with Humphreys in the centre of midfield, KV White right back, Baggett at centre half. Talk to me.
I'm loving Humphreys after he spoke after that. They won that cup and won 7-0. I mean, talk about a kid with his head turned on. It was great. It was great how he spoke. It was like a young Matt Holland. That kid could go on and captain Ipswich one day. I thought it was brilliant at such a young age to be able to.
Big shout, that is.
He could. Look, I've also said Elkan Baggett could go on the managers. Could captain his
go on the managers. Christ, you got more further now.
The Lemsips and the wine are like kicking in a little bit. Right, put my team back up. Put the team back up so I can talk us through it.
I can't, mate, because it's just.
You lost it. Walton, Donatian, Wolfenden. So Burgess, we don't think it's going to make it. So come on, give Baggett his league.
Well, it's interesting. They're talking about KVY could play there.
Yeah, I don't know if Burns is going to be fit tomorrow. I know Rich, you said his ankle was a bit funny. So look, KVY got an assist last week. So I've got Humphreys in the middle. So Morsey will take on the big T role. So Humphreys would be your Marauder going forward. Give him an opportunity at home. Was it 20 or 25,000? Thompson on left. Selena. Now, I've done this before the Norwood news break. But do we give him a send-off? Do you put Joe Pickett in there? I don't know. Give Norwood a send-off. Jesus Christ. That doesn't matter, does it? and then Chaplin on the right. That's my team. Did you watch West Ham Eintracht Frankfurt last night? Just by interest. They played Eintracht Frankfurt played 3-4-3, very similar style to us. What's missing from our game is the fact that they flood the box on a counter attack. That is what is missing from our game. You know, we keep moaning on this particular show. We move the ball too slowly and we don't get enough bodies in the box. Eintracht Frankfurt play a very similar game. They don't play the wing backs. The two either side of the striker, they're the ones that fill back into between midfield and defence. But that's what's missing from Ipswich. That counter attack where everyone just floods the box.
That and a European Cup semi-final in 2022.
Yeah. But it was very interesting. They played exactly the same style.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Well, they do.
No, they don't. We're 11th in League One. They're in a European Cup semi-final. Just because they play with a football and 2 pairs of boots does not mean they play the same football as us.
That's nothing to do with skill level, is it? That's in terms of fitness, energy, motivation, willingness to
they scored 2 goals, did they not?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good.
We're trying to score 1.
But that's because of what I've just listed there. I hope McKenna was watching because that's the missing ingredient. We keep saying on this show, like Mike said it on last week, whenever the ball's on the either wing, no one's in the box. They flood the box. Frankfurt playing exactly the same tactics.
All right. Humphreys in midfield. I'll go with that. I'm not quite sure I'm bought on it the same year as you are, just because of how he spoke. The last time I checked, how they spoke and how they played were completely separate things. Just look at David Beckham and Wayne Rooney.
Well, I mean, look, Humphreys played in the Newport game, didn't he? So give him another opportunity tomorrow is what I'm saying. But yeah, it's just in terms of energy. How Eintracht Frankfurt go up and down the pitch. It's the same tactic. They've got a guy in the same role as a Backinson. They've got the captain who plays the Morsey role, box to box, slow as anything. It's just the energy between boxes.
All right, fair play.
That's not talent level, is it? That's just fitness and energy.
Rich, gone a bit quiet.
I'm just listening to you two. Look, they're obviously playing at a higher level than we are. You know, they're in the Europa League semi-final. We're in League One.
But that's, you know.
But yeah, I do agree. I get what Matt's saying.
See, energy
we play
level,
too slow. We play too slow anyway.
They have people in the box to get the ball. That's why they won so well.
Fair point. Just, I thought I'd put my 2 cents worth in because the coach here wasn't putting anything into the.
Just listening.
You're the one with the coaching book, mate.
Norman Greenwood says, Matt, what's in that wine?
But yeah, but I'm not talking skill level here. I'm talking up and down the pitch.
Compare us to Frankfurt, silly
sausage.
I'm not comparing us to Frankfurt. All I'm saying is they play the same tactics, but the energy level is so much greater. The fitness level is so much greater.
Do you like Frankfurters?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, don't mind.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of Frankfurters.
Would you have ketchup, mustard, or would you have both?
Both.
I'd have American mustard, isn't it? That's got a little slightly different tang to it.
Did you see them Frankfurt fans march into the ground?
Victoria Park. Yeah, you'd keep that their way, wouldn't you?
Unbelievable.
I'm with the way they biz. I'll have a breakfast.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, good.
They used to have at Tenerife Airport. They used to have currywurst, which is like a takeaway thing.
Oh yeah.
But disappointingly, it was not there when we were going through departures.
I had that last Saturday. Sunday, I sent you the picture, Matt. The foot long when I went to Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
Foot long with there was cheese on there was pulled pork, there was jalapenos in it. I couldn't eat it all. Oh my lord.
Beautiful. Right, Rich, your lineup is
Colin, I'm drinking the wine to try and soak up the illness.
It is there. You have to zoom in a little bit at home, but Chaplin, Bonds, Selena Morsey, Big T. You've got KV White centre half. You've bought into the rumours. Talk to us about KV White centre half.
Yeah, he said he's going to be there, so we'll pop him in there, won't we? Might as well try something different. If Baggett's not going to be here next season, is Kane Vincent-Young going to be here? He's on my list as a question mark for next season. Kane.
You too in the house.
Why is he a question mark?
Where does he fit in? Do you keep both him and Matt Pennymartin next season?
Well, one's a right back and one's a left back.
Well, no, Kane can do both jobs.
Can he
played 70 games for Colchester at left back.
Yeah. Played more games at left back than right back, didn't he? Now?
Yeah.
Aaron Drinnan looks good in League Two. Like we've already established League Two is not the.
Kane was great when he first signed. The 2 goals in the 9 games.
Right back.
prompted me to say he'll get double figures. And he would have got double figures that season. He'd not got injured. Absolutely.
You do sour quite quickly, don't you? Because from double figures to, why is KVY playing? Bloody hell, what a drop-off.
Well, he did annoy me with all the interest in that. Yeah. If you can't stay fit, you're going to annoy me.
I just wonder where he fits in. He's another one who probably at his age, Martin, needs to be playing football.
Yeah, but where's the opportunity going to come for that?
This is what I'm saying.
No,
How
I mean here. I mean elsewhere.
How long's he been here now? Is this his third? He's been here 3 years.
Ever since we got relegated, he came in, didn't he? This will be his 4th season.
I don't see him the player that he used to be.
No. Well, you wouldn't be, would you, with all the injuries and the stop-starts and the...
I'm with Carl Brooks. Perfect squad player. Like last week proved it. Burns as a knock, steps out. He's nowhere near as good as Burns. Of course he isn't. But he did come in and contribute.
Yeah, he did,
in a positive manner. And he's never done anything drastically where you think, oh, crumbs.
It annoyed me he got that assist. It annoyed me he got that assist because Martin was going, oh, yeah, he's a perfectly adequate replacement. And then he got the assist. It annoyed me a little bit, that did.
He's a great League One backup player. He's a great League One. He's a great League One backup player. He's perfect.
He might not want to be a backup. He might not want to be a backup player.
What?
He might
Who in their right mind wants to be a backup player? Nobody.
Well, nobody. But then he hasn't been fit enough over the last 18 months, 2 years, to be anything but a backup
Stop
player.
you from saying I can start on the left or whatever.
Why have we not seen him play on the left at all?
Mystery.
He played there. Did he not play there for McGrill for 45?
I think he did.
No, he played Donatian there, didn't he, at Charlton?
You see, even then, even McGrill was playing Donatian at left back, not KVY.
No, Kane did play left somewhere. I can't remember. Tell us in the comments. Where did Kane play left back? He did some.
It wasn't Barrow, was it? Or no. Bolton game, he got roasted. That wasn't at left back though, was it? That was no one showed themselves in glory that day, did they? That was Affolai. I mean, I'd go and get
that guy in. He's a left-sided player. Get him in.
He is tasty. I would go and get Affolai.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll go anywhere, Rich, or do you think Bolton will keep hold of him?
He might come here.
If I'm Bolton, I'm probably wanting to keep my best players because I think they'll have a decent shout next season. Look, they've come up, Matt and Martin, and they're 10th. They've finished above us.
Yeah.
He does talk them up. That Ian Everett does talk a lot of bullshit.
Listen, they didn't have a pot to piss in 18 months ago. You offer them a few quid and some tracksuits or whatever, they'll probably sell it.
Someone give him some Lemsip, put in the sleeve.
Tracksuits from Matalan.
Birmingham away. Bolton a bit, yeah. I mean, would he want to step down a place, Rich, to come to Ipswich Town, having finished 10th, not 11th?
There you go. That is the big
11th place Ipswich. You up for it? No, forget it.
Big question, isn't it?
It's a 3-point difference.
Plymouth.
Yeah, then again, if we had him in our ranks, we would have had 6 points off Bolton, and we could have been sitting on our rightful 9th.
Well, this is one thing next season. We don't want to be beaten 5-2 at home by teams like Bolton, do we? Let's be fair.
Can't I just say people are going to miss this Friday night slot for a few months, aren't they? They're going to miss this.
This is my favourite show. I love the Friday nights.
We get pissed on away day.
Yeah, Matt's always on the wine.
I'm on the wine. I'm mixing with medication.
I do it every Friday. I do it every Friday. It's a great Friday. We get pissed on away day beers and then we go to football.
We'll be back next Friday, but we can't say who we got on with us.
Oh, is that when it is? Right, I'll put it in the diary.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that off air.
That talking town lot getting special
slightly earlier time. We'll be back at 7:30.
Oh my god! Now, do I have dinner before or after? Tricky.
What date is it next Friday?
The 6th.
Cheers, boys. Oh, it's in the diary. Special. There we go. Right.
Everyone will love it. Everyone will love next Friday.
You will love it.
Professional standards at Talking Town, as you can see. Reigns live on air. Lewis Robinson. I'm actually going to have a talk to my wife on Friday. Nah, don't do that. Mark Dowling, you want to keep X, Y, and Z? But X, Y, and Z had a great season, Mark. I don't know why you keep, belittling X, Y, and Z. It was great. As backup, imagine the new players coming in and get injured. You have to be left with X, Y, and Z. Poor X, Y, and Z.
Good enough.
I've actually got my team down here to start next season, Matt.
Have you?
Yeah. Go on then.
Well, I've got Walton in goal, obviously.
Go on then. Yeah.
JD, Wolf, and Fridge at the back.
Yes.
Wes Burns. Question mark. Left side.
Who's he play for?
Question
I think he's a good player. Sam Morsey.
Cool.
Possibly Lee Evans, or it might be another. I've got Selena in the 10. I've got Chaplin up front, and another question mark.
Okay.
Do you think
maybe 3 new players in the starting lineup?
3? Yeah, I said 4 or 5. I think you said 7 about 2 weeks ago.
Mike Fishman said 10, didn't he?
I never said 7. Never said 7 new players.
What game was it? I was dashing off for fish and chips, and how many did you say that night? I'm sure you said more than I did.
I don't know. I might be different at full time tomorrow if Charlton roll us over.
Yeah.
Minus Scott Fraser, by the way, because he's not playing. He's injured.
No one ever mentions Scott Fraser anymore. That's how much impact he had.
They've won 6 out of 9. They've been on a good run under Johnny Jackson.
I think everyone boos him tomorrow.
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
Even I know that, man. I'm normally the last to know.
Was he injured?
Yeah.
Been ill a week. I've been out of the loop.
Do you think we'll take on Mr. and Mrs. Trialist kids this summer? Do you think we'll have a couple of those in?
Not
been a few years, you know, since we've had
a trialist.
Yeah.
I did actually speak to Matt Holland the other night, Matt, and I asked him that question. I said, "Who are you supporting on Saturday, Matt?" And he said, "Who do you think so? Who do you think, Rich?" I'm sitting in the director's box, and I said, "Hang on, last season when we were watching I Follow, you were at Charlton and you had a Charlton jacket on." And he said, "You got to earn money."
It's because they go to £1.8 in front of him.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Speaking of which, a huge thank you to our TT Fifth Stand Ultras. You are the guys and girls that wave the pound notes on this platform. You can support us through Ko-Fi, should you so wish, one-off or monthly. Hey, if it's good enough for Matt Holland, it's good enough for me, lads. There's the Ko-Fi. A huge thank you to the wonderful people. Thank you. Anything else before we close the Friday night tavern for the last time? Well, until next week, but for the last time officially until July.
Yeah, we've enjoyed this show. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Come rain or sun, come snow, we're here, aren't we?
Vera, my nan tells me.
Wouldn't know.
It's a detective series.
Before you know it, we'll be back here, Matt, sitting here on a Friday.
We'll have our transfer specials, aren't we? I'm pretty certain now Norwood's off. You'll see a striker sooner rather than later. Absolutely.
It's only the Friday night shows that are disappearing from the platform. So because it's a press conference.
You having your Monday normal Monday and Wednesday?
Yeah. After these specials, because we've got some specials coming up. So next week's a bit light.
I've got a list as long as my arm if you want for people.
Good man.
Ready to come on.
Got a queue.
Did try this morning. I did try, Matt, to get John Walk to come on Sunday. You know what he said?
Bugger off.
I don't do podcasts, Rich.
Look, I did a couple of FA events with John. It's very difficult to understand, which is why his voice was dubbed in Escape to Victory. He's got such a broad Glasgow accent, but a legend.
What date do you think we make our first signing? There you go. That is a good way to close the show. Throw an arrow at the board.
Not week after next, I would say. As soon as the championship season is over, someone's going to come in. They'll announce something.
I've got a question for you, Matt. Why is our season finishing tomorrow? Yet the championship and League Two finishes the following week.
Very odd. I have no idea. That's not normally the way, is it?
And who's missing out? Who's missing out in the playoffs?
Difficult, isn't it? Difficult one. I would say, wouldn't surprise me if Wickham missed out,
I think Plymouth.
I'd feel sorry for Plymouth if they missed out.
So would I, because they've been in there all season, haven't they?
But then we could maybe cherry pick Conor Grant from them.
But don't you think, Martin, it's mental, because you could have a team finish on 83 points.
It won't happen again next year. It won't happen again next year.
It could,
It won't.
Well, look, it's coming down. It could.
It's a flash in the pan that level of top.
You're only losing one of those sides.
Yeah, but you've had some good, consistent teams this year. It's not often you get that many good, consistent teams at this level. I'm going to say.
Because you look at the form, Martin, over probably the last 10, 11
ridiculous.
games, other than Oxford, who celebrated wildly at a last-minute equaliser. So, fuck you,
We've won a
Oxford.
trophy.
Unlucky.
Ipswich. Yeah.
But all the other teams, Sunderland, I think, unbeaten in 11. I know Plymouth have had a little bit of a... But then they did have a really tough end to the season, didn't they? If
And
you
lost
look at
their
the
manager.
fixtures. Yeah, but if you look at the fixtures they've had, I think before we beat them, Matt, I think they'd won, 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
This is what we need to do next season.
We couldn't do it. We could not do it for whatever reason. But
We need to go
the
on them.
highest paid team in League One could not put 3 wins together.
We
Don't
need
get
to
me
go on them
started
runs, don't we, Martin, next season? 8, 9 games,
yeah.
10 games unbeaten. And then if you lose a game, pick it up again and have another.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the form guides. We're really the same similar form as Fleetwoods and your Gillinghams at the moment. It is that bad over the last 5. Whereas Portsmouth won 4 of the last 5 and drawn 1. And they're not even anywhere near the playoffs. Tomorrow for me, an ideal day obviously is a town win, but a perfect day is Wednesday in Gillingham, crashing and burning. And
We could do Sheffield Wednesday out of this division.
You want Wednesday out this league? We do not want them.
No. Wednesday's personal for me. They need to
It's your brother's team.
They need to stay down. They need to stay down in this division.
We need Barry Bannon gone. We need Lee Gregory gone.
Yeah, they can still. Well, if they don't go up, will they be able to keep those players?
Bannon will go. Bannon will definitely go to the Championship.
There you go.
A lot of people saying get Sunderland out of this division. I agree with that as well. Alex Neil was a good manager,
Aren't they losing ridiculous amounts of money though?
Well, they got the French/Russian kid, haven't they?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But he doesn't own as much as they thought, does he? He only owns about half.
He wants to own Marseille. Really, he hasn't got the money yet.
Beautiful.
He's settled with Sunderland.
I can see why he'd want to own Marseille over Sunderland. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
A bit warmer.
South of north of England. Yeah.
The Riviera, beautiful. Right, we're done. We're dusted. We are back tomorrow at 11:30. What time is the team news coming out tomorrow, Rich? 11:30.
Yeah, an hour before. If you're coming to the game, come to the statue.
Yeah, come and
see
say
us.
hello.
Come and say us. Matt won't be there. He will be there. As Mark Ashton said about the Americans on Tuesday night, they're always with us in spirit. So Matt will be with us in spirit tomorrow
At the football club. He'll be in spirit. Yeah.
Matt will be there. He'll find the
I won't be there.
You'll find you're not going to be there. You've already committed to that. You're not going to be there.
Yeah, I'm sweating so much right now. I'm going to have to go and have a shower. So there you go. There's a nice little image for you to end on a Friday night.
I'm not quite sure how I can segue into this, but
yeah, you probably can't.
I can't. So just basically save yourself some money. Ipswich buses. Hello, you lovely lot. I am here very quickly to discuss Woodpecker Mortgages and Protection, run by Ipswich Town fan Graham. So you're in good hands if you go with Woodpecker Mortgages and Protection. I want to discuss the income protection service they do with you. You all know me and you all know my story. Literally, one day I went out into that big wide world, a scary world, and I had an injury which left me disabled and unable to work. Just like that, I lost my income. Just like that. That's a click there. Crazy. This may have been an answer to a prayer, because obviously when you can't work, you can't earn. And when you can't earn, your bills are still going to be there wanting to be paid, like children needing to be fed. This could have been an answer to my prayer and taken some stress away from me and let me focus on my mental and physical health. Income protection insurance, it's not for everybody, but it might be for you. So give Graham a call on 01636 337 447 or email graham@woodpeckermortgages.co.uk. And I must say, your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up repayments on your